When I moved into my grandmother's, I was dealing with acute anxiety, paranoia, health problems that I'm still dealing with right now. It's a shock to me that I'm still living in my grandmother's house. It's embarrassing. The reason that I'm still living where I am is because I'm genuinely terrified of interacting with people. I have very bad problems with depersonalization. Most of these are self-diagnosed. I have trichotillomania. Trichotillomania is a disorder that involves pulling your hair and getting a release of endorphins from doing it. I've had to shave my head multiple times throughout my life to keep myself from pulling out any more hair. I have very bad derealization, and I have to constantly remind myself that I exist. I've self-diagnosed myself with having fibromyalgia. I've always had paranoia and anxiety. I have unrealistic ideology of things like being killed by an asteroid, atomic bombs, being killed by the universe ending in vacuum decay, dying of plagues. I have obsessive disorders. I would do things like wash my hands in a certain pattern. One thing I have a really big problem with is touching doors. They're very dirty. I won't even use any part of my skin. Ever since the pandemic hit, I sleep, I eat, and that's about it. I don't eat anything that is cooked by somebody else. Everything I eat is packaged. When I get home, I have to wash everything. Dr. Phil is an intelligent enough man to know that I have these problems. I would like him to convey that to my mother and sisters. I think he can help project to them these problems that I'm going through are very real and aren't made up.
So Forrest, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
If you were going to change something about your life, what would you change it to?
Just to get up, be productive, you know, what a lot of people are like, but not anything like I am right now.
Is there something in your life you're passionate about?
I've always been very passionate about jewelry and music,
Listening to music or making music?
making music, production.
And do you take any steps that get you closer to your passion being part of your day-to-day life?
Not really so much anymore.
You say you have physical and mental problems, and you listed a lot of them, and they've gotten worse over the years. And you know, there's quite a list. You say you're emotionally damaged, that your mom tried to get rid of you. You can't see your son. You got no money, you're depressed, you have anxiety attacks. Whew. Asteroids might hit you.
Yeah, I know these unrealistic scenarios that I have. I'm aware of how they aren't feasible at all and realistic, but I can't convince myself that they're not real to me, which is something I have a really hard time dealing with, and that makes me even more stressed out.
And I asked you what you were passionate about, and you said jewelry and music, and you didn't mention your son. You're not passionate about your child?
I don't feel like I have enough of a grasp on my life that I'm able to care for him like I should be able to.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.